station shooting in Agua Dulce just after 11 o'clock. That's when first reports came into our newsroom. And we are hearing one person, one gunshot victim, working to confirm that person. Expected to be a little more hectic than what we just were showing you, but obviously that scene is a crime scene now. And then this is crime scene number 2, this house fire linked to that fire station shooting that happened within this hour. Stu?
You're right, and you know, right now is still very fluid and a very dangerous situation. Clearly, one person shot, one firefighter shot at the fire station, another firefighter possibly taken to, no, definitely, I'm sorry, excuse me, we did get that confirmed, taken to Henry Mayo with some sort of injuries. This is the house that they believe is the suspect involved in that shooting that took the life of that firefighter in the Agua Dulce area. This home is in the Acton area, up on a hillside up here. The house is just burning. Firefighters not allowed to make any kind of approach because this is believed to be the suspect's home, and that's they just don't know if that suspect went back here, is still armed, so they're just not allowing the firefighters to make access to that house. We understand that the SWAT team, or basically the SEB team from the Sheriff's Department, they are nearby. Some of them are on the ground, but a number of them are actually in the helicopter out here, and they are going to be, hopefully, they're going to be making a landing here shortly, offloading some of their guys, just to make sure that that house is cleared. Is cleared. There was also a report. Now, I got to tell you, Skyfox, we deal with this stuff all the time. We heard what they were looking at or what they were looking for. We've made an effort. I cannot confirm that there is a body in that backyard. So right now, it's still a very active situation, very fluid situation indeed. That fire continues to burn. The Sheriff's Department, they're basically, indeed, that fire continues to burn. The Sheriff's Department, they're basically, they need to approach this safely, and they're doing it as quickly as they can. And of course, one firefighter passed away in some sort of violence at that fire station, and then another in the hospital.
And earlier there was reports of a felony stop along the Newhall Pass. Have we heard any more about that?
No, that's the one that's the only one I can't get my finger on that pulse at all. I'm hoping that maybe somebody from the assignment desk or our other parts of our news tentacles can go and dig around and get some information. That would be that would be a big piece of this puzzle, if they have the suspect in custody or not, or if that may have been just the wrong vehicle. We just don't know right now, but we understand that that was going on all at the same time. This was a first responders, helping first responders. The deputies were out here very quickly. Information was moving very fast, and of course, if they had a vehicle that even matched that description of the vehicle that left the fire station, they were going to jump on it. And apparently, that happened in the Newhall Pass area on Old Spanish Road. Just unclear. We just don't know if that was the suspect's vehicle or not. We do know that this home that's on fire right here, suspect's home, did he make his way back to this location? That part we don't know right now either.
Okay, we're just getting this information from the public information officer from LA County Fire Department, saying it is with heavy hearts that the fire department confirms that a tragic shooting occurred at approximately 10:55, so 1 hour ago, at Fire Station 81 in Agua Dulce. The department is still in the process of gathering additional information and is cooperating with law enforcement. And they go on to say that, of course, they will provide updated information when available throughout this ongoing incident. And this is going to be a massive investigation given the number of scenes and trying to figure out how this all unfolded, and the link to the home there in Acton, which is just about 10 miles from Fire Station 81. So it's nearby, relatively close to the original scene, the crime scene, the LA County Fire Station 81 along Sierra Highway in Agua Dulce, just about 45 miles north of Los Angeles, linked to this home in Acton that is now on fire. And this is a sizable home as well, Stu.
That's right, Marla. It is a very large and attractive home out here in the Acton area right now on fire, but this quite possibly and more than likely is the suspect's residence after that, and we just don't know if that suspect came back here after that shooting or not. The house definitely on fire. The reason why it's continuing to burn, like we've been saying, they are unable to, the fire department unable to, or they're just not going to respond, knowing that this is the suspect that already had killed one of their firefighters. We don't know the motive. That's what's going on here. If this person's motive is just to harm firefighters, clearly they're not going to send more firefighters into harm's way. Right now, the fire continues to burn. SWAT, or SEB, that's going to be the Sheriff's Department version of SWAT, they are making their way to this location, trying to formulate a plan. Okay, and now we're hearing that there's more confirmation that they actually do have a body in the backyard. That we're getting that. We have not had eyes on it. I have to be clear about that. But more information is coming to us right now from other law enforcement in the area.
We can't show this, can we?
There is a body on the ground near that house. Now again,
hold it right here. What about this shot? Are you okay with this?
Person in the backyard. We don't know if that's another victim or possibly the suspect came back here and took their own life.
I want to don't lose
that is the most up-to-date information that we can pass along right now. I wish I would be able to give more concrete and confirmation, but as it stands, everything's still moving very quickly out here. They actually even have an LA County firefighting helicopter in the area. There's been some rumors or been talking back and forth that they might actually make a water drop on the house. I find that highly unlikely, but anything is possible right now. That house continues to burn up here on the hill. Possibility of this spreading into any kind of brush and creating anything other type of issue, not very high.
Right. It's a lot of open space out there.
Okay,
hey, Stu, there are reports that there is a white Toyota pickup truck that is linked to this entire investigation. Have you seen that?
Well, that might be part of the reasons why when we first arrived out here, just like we've been talking about, there were several different locations. Skyfox, we went to the fire station first, and when we saw this fire active, we knew about this, but when we actually saw the smoke, we realized that we got confirmation that this was actually happening here, so we rushed to this location. We arrived almost the same time as the sheriff's helicopter, and they right away were talking and asking us about what we knew about that white pickup truck that we did see leave the property. That was not, it looked more like a full-size older Ford truck. We did see that leave the property and pull over, and you saw them, those people getting out and talking to the deputies. And now they're talking about just giving you a heads up, and again, hopefully this comes to fruition as it's being explained to me right now. But apparently the Sheriff's Department, Air Rescue 5, is going to be dropping one person off, and he's going to be, they're going to drop one person off. That person's going to make confirmation that that person is deceased in the backyard. And then possibly right after that, LA County Fire is going to do a water drop on that structure. Again, this is something that we haven't seen in Skyfox. And that's the helicopter, and being explained to me right now, they're not actually going to land. They're going to do a hoist, so they're going to drop somebody. But it looks like he's pitching forward, so maybe he doesn't like what he sees. And but we'll keep it. We're going to keep an eye on it, and we'll narrate it the best we can as it happens. But you are watching law enforcement and first responders working together right now in a very tragic situation. We know one firefighter losing their life, a second firefighter in the hospital, and a suspect. Right now, we're waiting on confirmation, maybe, possibly deceased in the back of that home, or could still be out on the run.
All right, Stu. Well, I'm going to officially let everybody know that they're watching this breaking news coverage on the Fox 11 News at noon. It is the top of the hour. Normally, we would be opening our newscast, but we've been on the air with this breaking news for about 30 minutes now. It's a complicated scene out there on the outskirts of the Santa Clarita Valley.
Giovanna, we are over the home, and we do have some information. We can't show it to you, but there is a body, what appeared to be a man, in some type of water
as they
feature that
describe
didn't
it
have
to
any
be.
water in it, almost like a lap pool. You can sort of see it in the center of your screen. It's way too graphic for us to show you. We believe that is the suspect, which leads us to believe that he took his own life. If he was shot by sheriff's deputies, there'd be some presence on their behalf. So it does appear that the suspect, we believe, we don't know for certain that that is a suspect, but it appears the suspect is dead here at the scene, apparently from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. That'll have to be investigated. As I mentioned earlier, they would have to evacuate some of these homes if they believe they had a suspect up here that may shoot at officers as they approach because of the crossfire, not because of the fire itself. The fire looks like it's going to burn the structure, and because we don't have much wind, we'll be contained to that structure. It doesn't appear to be a lot of concern with the fire itself right now, but the information we have at this point, we believe it's a suspect. It appears to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound. He is dead here at the scene. Once the fire department and the police department confirms that they don't have another suspect, because that is possible. They have to take all these type of situations into assessment here, but there could be another shooter. They don't know for sure, but appears the one suspect that they were looking for, at least one suspect or one person we know is dead here at the scene, and again, it appears to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound. So with that being said, once they confirm there's no longer a threat, the fire department will move in. We should be getting more information. And then, of course, the long-playing investigation and exactly why this individual would do this. At this point, as you mentioned, one firefighter shot and killed, another one, multiple gunshot wounds at Henry Mayo Hospital. We pray for him that he's going to be okay and survive those injuries. But at this point, they're not approaching the home yet, but we do believe the suspect is dead at the scene, and we do believe it was a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Show the house, Jamie. The Air Rescue 5s are right over top. It looks pretty good. Okay. Yeah, we're pretty good. No, Ellen, it's right in the middle of the home. Our angle is such that we don't want folks to actually see it. It's very graphic. But there's what appeared to be like a lap pool that did not have water in it. And on the bottom of that lap pool, we could tell there was a body of a man. So that's the information we have. We believe that is a suspect. It appeared that it was a self-inflicted gunshot wound, but there's a lot that we still don't know. We understand that LA County Sheriff's deputies will make an approach. They're going to do that slowly, though, because there's a lot that they just don't know at this point in time. They're still trying to piece things together. They know who this suspect is. They're probably talking to the family. They're probably trying to see exactly what this individual's profile is. But before they approach the home. They have to get a tactical team together because they do want to take precautions here in case there were booby traps, in case there is another suspect. I mean, we don't believe that that is the case, but you just never know. So you see on the left side of your screen, there's Sheriff's Air Rescue 5. They made a low approach just moments ago, and it looks like they're going to rappel down some of the SWAT team members, and they are slowly going to go into that home. They're going to clear it. Once they've cleared that and the surrounding area, then they're going to let the fire department in, and they'll put the fire out. So a lot goes into this. It's not as easy as just running into this house. Now that they know that someone is dead on the grounds, they still have to take precautions. And right now it's going to be the Special Weapons and Tactical Unit, or the SEB, the Special Enforcement Bureau from the LA County Sheriff's Department, that is going to be in charge of this. We'll go back to the home itself. And it really is not spreading. We don't have a lot of wind at this point in time, and you could tell the fire's been burning on what would be the eastern edge of that home for some time, and it doesn't appear to be taking off or threatening any other structures, or even getting onto some of the brush. There's a lot of good brush clearance here. You don't see a lot of heavy fuel next to the house, so that is good as far as the fire is concerned. But right now, they're just getting together a tactical plan. Open up again, Jamie, and you can see Sheriff's Air Rescue 5 on the top of your screen. And they're really just trying to get an assessment of exactly what they're going to be dealing with when the SWAT team members come up and approach that house. We haven't, and I'm not certain if they will do that or not, if they'll take LA County fire helicopter and make a water drop on this. It's unclear if that may be part of the plan at this point in time. It doesn't appear to be spreading, so they may be looking at this as just a matter of time. The fire will burn itself out, and then slowly they'll move in and try and clear the home, and then it'll be that long-playing investigation to try and figure out exactly why this happened. Yeah. Go to the left, Jamie, see if you can find a Bearcat. There it is. Yeah, it's fine. Do you want SkyMap back up? We had it up. Bring it up, Jamie. It doesn't show anything, but you got it. No, I got it. Let's go a little further south. So we look right down this street. North, I mean. We'll right down that street to the south. Turn now. To line up with the street, we'll stop. The holder right here. I think so. That far away shouldn't be a concern. Hold it right here. Okay, do what you can to stay in the spot. Just go around little circles. Okay. All right, we'll do that now. Just open up and come down so you see some of the streets down there. Okay. Bent. All right, copy. Okay. They come back to me, Jamie. I'll have you push into the house and talk about how it appears to be a brick or a concrete structure. That's why it's not taken off. And then we'll just look at the SEB guy. If you see a LA County Sheriff or fire helicopter coming in to make a drop, you let us know. You think that's stucco? Almost looks like stone or something. Hard to tell. Okay. All right. Well, you mentioned the structure itself, and it does appear to be somewhat built out of possibly concrete or stone, and that may be one of the reasons that the fire hasn't taken off. We did hear that LA County Fire may come in with one of their helicopters and make a drop, but certainly time is on the side of the Sheriff's Department at this point in time. We'll show you behind the Bearcat. They are mobilizing. They'll be approaching that long driveway off Bent Spur. Here in a moment, they will approach the home. You can see the SEB, Special Enforcement Bureau deputies are now getting ready to do that. They make multiple flyovers with Sheriff's Air Rescue 5 and an LAPD helicopter to try and assess the situation. We'll give you a wide shot, give you a little perspective. There's a long driveway off Bent Spur here on the southern portion of Acton, and they're going to have to go up on that driveway. The fire doesn't appear to be much of a concern. It sort of just burned itself out on the eastern edge of that home. There's good brush clearance. There's no wind today per se, so it doesn't look like the fire is much of a concern at all. Earlier we could see the body of what appeared to be a man. Right in the center of your screen there's a little what would be some sort of water feature, maybe a lap pool, and on the bottom of there we could see a man, and it appeared that he may have taken his own life because we didn't see any sheriff's deputies up into this area. So we'll go back into the Bearcat once again. Since time is on their side, they're going to take their time at this point. I don't know that they need to evacuate any of the other structures now that they know or they believe that the suspect is no longer a threat, but certainly you just don't know. So they're setting up a plan. They should be approaching the home sometime soon, but it doesn't appear that the fire itself is much of a threat, and that, of course, gives the fire department and the police department, the sheriff's department here, a little extra time. They don't have to worry too much about that. We'll give you one more wide shot here and just sort of give you a little perspective. We're shooting to the south. We're on the north side of the incident, if you will. There's an LAPD helicopter there assisting, and you see there's not much in the way of that fire. It sort of burned itself out. That is good news. They don't have to concern themselves much about a spread. They just have to get the sheriff's deputies in there, and they have to clear the home and make certain there's no longer a threat.